This your boy Atlantic City, and this time we're doing something a little different. Now, first off, happy Halloween. And being that it is Halloween, I said fuck it. I feel like ranking my favorite horror franchises. Friday the 13th, Leprechaun, Paranormal Activity, Halloween, and Child's Play. I'm going to rank all 5 franchises. Now let me go ahead and say a few things before we get into this. I have no plans on reviewing movies. I don't review movies. I'm not a movie reviewer. I don't want to be a movie reviewer. It's just Halloween. I've been watching a lot of horror movies this month. And this is just something I felt like doing. And I said, hey, Halloween's coming up. I can do some random shit for Halloween. So that's what I'm doing. Now, next on the list, I'm probably going to have some of the weirdest rankings you've ever seen. I'm going to have movies and spots that you're going to be like, what the fuck? I'm probably going to lose subscribers from some of the placements on these lists. But fuck it. That's how I feel. And even on my lists, it's not even like I can agree that one maybe I might rank, let's say we're not going to say a franchise, but let's say I rank number 2. Say I like 2 is my favorite. I'm going to put 2 at number 1, right? Now I might think that the first one is a better movie, but I like 2 better. I'd rather watch 2, even though 1's a better movie. So just because I put 1 below the other, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. And when it is a bad movie, I will tell you. Trust me. But this is my ranking is really my favorites that I would put on, like, and I don't even have these planned out. We're gonna figure this out as we go along. I thought about Halloween since I just saw Halloween Kills, but I haven't really thought about the other ones. So, well, I already know Leprechaun, and I'm pretty sure I know Paranormal Activity. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Child's Play, those might be a little harder. But we're going to figure it out together. And yeah, so just, let me know your rankings. I want to know everybody's rankings. I'm sure a lot of my subscribers are fans of horror movies, so I'd love to see your rankings. But we're going to go ahead and dive into Chucky and see where things are going to go. Now, this is going to piss someone off probably. Number 1, my favorite, Child's Play 3. I don't know why. Child's Play 3, it's my fucking favorite. It is what it is. It's my favorite. I'm sorry. Child's Play 2, definitely number 2. Child's Play 1, coming in at number 3. Now it's getting tough. Now it's getting tough. I think I'd rather watch Seed of Chucky. Okay. Seed of Chucky, number 4. Are you triggered yet? Have you been triggered? I hope I didn't trigger you. Child's Play remake. Did that trigger you? I don't want to trigger you, but I know this is a very unorthodox list, but this is just how I feel. Bride of Chucky. Everyone loves Curse of Chucky. Cult of Chucky's better. I like Cult of Chucky better. Last place, Curse of Chucky. So, number 1, Child's Play 3. Number 2, Child's Play 2. Number 3, Child's Play. Number 4, Seed of Chucky. Number 5, Child's Play 2019. Number 6, Bride of Chucky. Number 7, Cult of Chucky. Number 8, Curse of Chucky. So yeah, that's my ranking for the Child's Play franchise right there. That one wasn't that hard. I really, really fuck with the remake. I love it. I really love the remake. It was a tough choice. It very easily could have been this. It very easily could have been that. But when I think about it, and I'm thinking about it in terms of, well, which one would I rather watch? Would I rather watch Bride of Chucky? Would I rather watch Cult of Chucky? Okay, I'm watching Bride of Chucky. Okay, and then okay, let's say it's between Cult and Curse. Would I rather watch Cult or would I rather watch Curse? I think I'd rather watch Cult. So that's kind of how I'm doing these. I'm not saying one's a better movie, because Seed of Chucky is not a better movie than Bride of Chucky. It is not a better movie than the Child's Play remake. Child's Play 3 is not a better movie than Child's Play 2. But Child's Play 3 is my favorite. I love Child's Play 3. I love the first 3. I love all of them, honestly. I love them all. There's not a Chucky movie that I don't like. And if you're not watching the Chucky TV series on USA right now, let me see. You really need to be watching it, and they're putting the episodes out on YouTube, and that is so cool. That it is super dope that they're putting it. Super dope. So yeah, Chucky. There you go. Go watch Chucky on USA, Sci-Fi. The show is so much better than it has any business being. It is great. 2 episodes in, 6 more to go. It's fantastic so far. Better than Cult, better than Curse. I really do like Seed of Chucky. I saw Seed of Chucky in a theater. That might have helped. I really love that intro music. I just love Seed of Chucky, and I can just I probably have seen Seed of Chucky more than any of them, because I'll throw Seed of Chucky on for the fuck of it and just not even really watch it, just have it on in the background and shit. Like, I don't really do that with any of the other ones. Maybe Child's Play 3, but I haven't watched Curse in a long time. But yeah, I think Curse is so overrated. I don't know why people like Curse so much. I hate it. I hate the way Chucky looks. And that's another thing. The TV show finally got Chucky looking right. Like, people were bitching in the Child's Play remake. They were talking shit about how ugly Chucky was. But did you not see how fucking hideous he was in the other 2 movies? Cult and Curse? Did you not see how ugly he was in that? And you're bitching about the remake? That's all I gotta say, I guess, on Chucky. Child's Play 2 is a fucking classic. That ending in the toy factory, that shit is... oops. Move the desk a little. That should put it number 1. That factory scene. But I just really love Child's Play 3. Just really do. So, let's move to Friday the 13th. Now, we got a lot more movies here, and it's gonna be probably a little harder than it was with Chucky. Just because there's more movies. Okay, number one is definitely Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. That is definitely my favorite by far. I love it. Chrissy, or Chris. Chris is my favorite final girl. Um, I just love Jason in that movie. I love the characters of that movie. I love Shelly. I love fucking everything about it. I love fucking Vera. Um, I like the barnyard shit. The damn bikers. It's just it was a fun movie, and it was all in daylight. I like that. Every movie's always at nighttime. I mean, they had to do that because of the 3D and all that, but I really like 3. So, number one, definitely Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. Alright, now this is where it's starting to get tricky, because I knew my number one, but after here, I flip-flop so much. Like, if I make this list right now, I bet if I made another list next Halloween, maybe I should. Maybe I should make another list ranking these same exact movies next Halloween, and I bet you none of the Leprechauns are going to change. None of the Chuckies are going to change, but I bet you some of the Friday the 13th change. Dude, I made a list before I saw Halloween Kills, and then after I saw Halloween Kills, I changed the list. And then after I watched Halloween 2018 again, and then watched Halloween Kills a third time directly after, Halloween Kills went up my list. So I'm constantly flip-flopping. So, what is number 2? It's not Jason X. It's definitely not Jason Goes. We might as well just put Jason Goes to Hell over here right now, because that's the worst piece of shit ever. That is the worst fucking movie. You talk shit about Jason Goes to I'm gonna get to Jason Goes to Manhattan. I'm gonna get to him real soon, actually. People talk shit about Jason Takes Manhattan. Have you fucking seen Jason Goes to Hell? Okay, I just don't know what's gonna be. Which one do I enjoy more? Which one do I enjoy more? Which one would I rather watch? If I was to put one on right now, I'm going with Part 5. I'm going with Part 5. Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. Now that's another one that I think is severely underrated. Now I understand the hate for Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I understand the hate for that because it didn't have Michael Myers in it. But I do not for a second understand the hate for Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Oh, but Jason's not in it. It's an imposter. It's a motherfucker walking around in a hockey mask, killing motherfuckers, walking through the woods. It might as fucking well be Jason. And it's got some of the best characters in the whole franchise. From fucking Joey. I mean, Joey barely even had any screen time and he's such a memorable character. Come on, you know Violet in that dance is iconic. Goddamn. Those damn enchiladas, you know? The Demon and Reggie the Reckless. It's just... It's so much shit that I love about Part 5 that I don't care who hates Part 5. You will never convince me that it's a bad movie. The best tits of the whole franchise, Debbie Voorhees. The best tits that you've seen in the whole franchise. Fuck, I don't want to call them hillbillies, but the fucking mom and the son, you know. Get him, Ma! You tell him, Ma! Will you shut the fuck up? You dildo! You know, I don't know what to call them. The fucking rednecks, the hillbilly people. Like, they are hilarious. Like, goddamn, the damn the two guys where the car breaks down. He's like, Pete, Pete, Pete. Like, there's so many memorable characters in part 5. I just, and it's a good movie. It's a good slasher. If Jason was actually in part 5, I guarantee you it would be a lot of people. It would be in many people's top 5. It would be in their top 3 maybe, because part 5 is great. And I think if Jason, if he just fell on those spikes and it was actually Jason, I think people would have fucking loved that movie. But because Jason ain't in it, oh, it's Roy. Oh, it's Roy. Spoiler, like a fucking, you didn't know about a movie from 1985. Fuck off. But yeah, part 5. I really rock with part 5. I love Friday the 13th part 5. Alright, number 3. Jason Lives. Now, a lot of people have it seems to me a lot of people are split 50-50 between Jason Lives and the final chapter. A lot of people, they say, no, the final chapter is the best. And a lot of people say Jason Lives is the best. And they're both great movies. Personally, I like Jason Lives a lot more than, and another opinion that might not be very well liked by the horror community. I'm not the biggest fan of the final chapter. I'm really not. And it's not because of Jason. It's not because it's not directed well. I'll get to that when I do that. But Jason Lives is a really good movie. Jason really kind of, they got in their groove. They figured it out. They got their formula down. Jason Lives was just overall great. I fuck with Jason Lives heavy. I really do like Jason Lives. And Jason Lives, actually, fun fact, because I used to rent these on, VHS tapes back in the day. At 5 Star Video and Blockbuster and Movie Gallery, all those places. And I could never find Jason Lives. I rented them all. I rented part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Rented Jason Goes to Hell. Should have never did that. Should have never fucking rented Jason Goes to Hell. I don't think Jason X was out yet. Jason X wasn't out yet by the time when I was watching them. So I could never find part 6. Like, I'd go to Movie Gallery and they'd only have part 3 and part 7 or some shit. And I'd go to the one that had one at my old house I had kind of close to me, a video store, and they only had Jason Takes Manhattan. And then the Blockbuster only had like the first 4. And Albertsons had video store. Not a video store, but they had videos you could rent. And all they had was the final chapter. And then one of them had part 3 and A New Beginning. One of them had like damn near all of them, but they didn't have Jason Lives. And finally, I was out of state visiting my sister in Dallas or Tennessee, wherever the fuck she was living at that time. And we went to Blockbuster, and what the fuck was on the shelf? You best believe it was Jason Lives Friday the 13th part 6, you bitch. Finally saw it. So I was happy. So that was actually the last of the Paramount movies that I saw, not including Jason Goes to Hell, because I don't even include Jason Goes to Hell. Fuck that movie. Fuck Adam Marcus. Fuck that movie, and fuck Sean Cunningham for letting it happen. Okay? Fuck New Line Cinema for releasing it. Just fuck everybody involved in that movie. I don't give a fuck, except for Kane Hodder. Okay? Except for him. But everyone else that was involved in the making of Jason Goes to Hell needs to go just fucking write a better movie, please. Or make a better movie. So what's next? Let's move on. There's not much to say about Jason Lives. Everyone already knows about Jason Lives. It's a great movie. Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason Takes Manhattan's definitely number 4. Now there's another one that I'm about to rant about. And I was debating if I was going to put Friday the 13th Jason Takes Manhattan before Jason Lives, because that's how much I love Jason Takes Manhattan. I love Jason Takes Manhattan. People bitch about Jason Takes Manhattan so much. Oh, but it's only 15 minutes, and he's only in there for 15 minutes. He doesn't even do anything. He walks right past people. He doesn't even kill anybody. He just throws some guy into the thing. To the mirror wall. Welcome to New York. Look. As far as I'm concerned, the movie promised Jason in a new setting. What did we get? We got Jason in a new setting. You gonna sit there and tell me you wanted to see him waltz through them woods some more? I mean, I'll watch him waltz through them woods forever, but at a certain point, I'm not saying you need to go to space, but I don't mind Jason X though, really. Well, we'll get to that. But the boat shit didn't bother me because he was still in a different environment. He was still somewhere else. He was killing people in a new place. He was hiding in rooms, and I just thought it was, I really think if it was Jason, if they just called it Friday the 13th Part 8, like, didn't even allude to New York or a boat, I don't know, just like the final chapter 2 or some shit, some subtitle, a new beginning, the new blood, some subtitle that didn't talk about the city, that didn't talk about the boat, I think people would have genuinely enjoyed the movie. I really do. It's the same with Halloween 3. We'll get to that. If it was called something else, probably would have been more well received, but it probably would not have been as well known, and that many people probably wouldn't have saw it. But we'll save that for that. But Jason Takes Manhattan, I like it. I love Rennie. Rennie's one of my favorite final girls. Rennie gets no love, and that saddens me. It makes me sad all day. I love Rennie. I love the characters in the movie. I like the rocker chick. I like, the camera guy, the one that, whatever her, Tamara, I think her name is, the one that tries to seduce the teacher. I like the Rennie's romantic interest. Just everybody was cool. I that's another thing with these movies. They don't have to be the best movie. I think some people are too harsh on movies. Like, I don't know what you're expecting from Friday the 13th. Are you expecting a fucking grade A masterpiece? You shouldn't be. I just want to be entertained, and the characters that, if I'm going to sit with these characters for an hour and 30 minutes or however long, I want to like these people that I'm wasting my time with. And I like the people I'm wasting my time with in Jason Takes Manhattan. And Jason Takes Manhattan is one that I throw on quite often. If I feel like throwing on a Friday the 13th, it's usually Part 5 or Jason Takes Manhattan. But I just think it is so overhated. And I hate that it's so overhated. And I beg of you, if anyone listening is a fan of Friday the 13th, and you don't like Part 8, and it's been a while since you've seen Jason Takes Manhattan, please give it another watch. Uh, Maybe new lens, cause I think the marketing really fucked that movie up. But he was still in a different setting. I was satisfied with it. He looked cool. He looked ugly as shit. Now the one gripe I will give it is that stupid fucking shit, that damn face. Now there was a pause button on here somewhere, and I forgot how to do it. Anyway, hold on. Friday, 13th, Manhattan. Jason face. I mean, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this fucking face. This is where they fucked up. This is my main complaint for part 8. Look at that's some stupid shit. And if you've never seen the outtake, I'm not gonna show you it. But they had little boy Jason that looked nothing like him, coming out of the mouth. Let me see if I can get a picture. I'm not gonna do the video. You can look up the deleted scene if you want. But it's like a robot mouth. Yeah, I don't see it. It's like a robot mouth and the kids coming out of it. It's so stupid. It's like a replica of this. But it's so, oh man. But alright, enough. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Enough about Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan. I love it. It's definitely up there. It's one of my favorites. I told y'all this list is going to be very unorthodox. So what's next? What's next? We got 1, 2, 4, 7, X, and the remake. We're going to have to go with part 2. Friday the 13th Part 2. I really do like Part 2. Part 2 has a really cool vibe to it. It manages, it has like the same, like kind of like how Halloween 1 and 2 kind of have the same vibe, because they like go into each other almost, like back to back. I feel like Friday the 13th Part 2 kind of keeps the same atmosphere, whereas Part 3 kind of lost it. But not much to say about Part 2, because Part 2 is a lot of people's favorites, and I have a lot more to say about the movies that I want to defend than the ones that I want to praise. Because, I mean, most people know Friday the 13th Part 2 is good. I mean, we meet Jason. I don't mind Baghead Jason. I love Jason's shack in the woods. I love that. I wish we could have saw more of Jason's shack. I love that shit. I did. I really did love that. Alright, moving on. What's next? Alright, we got Friday, 1, 4, 7, X, and the remake. I can go ahead and put the remake here. Now, let me say, I like every Friday the 13th except for Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell is trash. I can't stand that movie. Fuck that movie. It's trash. Now, just because I'm putting Friday the 13th remake last, well, not last, but second to last, doesn't mean I think it sucks. I actually do like the remake. It's better than the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I don't even like A Nightmare on Elm Street really that much. That's why I'm not ranking them on this video. But I I definitely did like the Friday the 13th remake. It's just these other four movies that are left at the bottom, I like those more. So now it's getting hard. Now it's getting hard. Alright, Jason X. Now we're going backwards. Alright, Jason X. Again, I like Jason X. I don't give a fuck if he's in space. It's fucking Jason. He's killing people. And Uber Jason. Man, he looks so fucking dope. Okay, is it 1, 4? We're gonna have to go at 4. Now, my main gripe with 4, if I didn't mention it earlier, is the characters. I just don't care to spend an hour and 30 minutes with these characters. Yes, Crispin Glover is great. Okay, he's a fucking treasure. Alright? Just like the base guide, we gotta protect Crispin Glover at all costs. Okay? I love Crispin Glover. Willard? Oh, man. Damn. I'm out of the dew. What did I do with the dew? Anyway. I just don't like the characters. I mean, Corey Feldman's alright. People always say Trish is their final girl. I mean, their favorite final girl. Not really my favorite final girl. But I don't mind her. I don't mind any of the final girls. So, we're down to 2. But, the final chapter, though. I do like Jason in the movie, though. Definitely like the Jason shit. And it's a good movie, but I just think it's a bit overrated. I just don't see the hype. I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. But that's just me. Moving on, because we are 32 minutes in, and we still got Leprechaun, Halloween, and Paranormal Activity to go. But don't worry, it's not going to be that much longer. Halloween might be a little longer, but won't be this long. Leprechaun, I already know that I can do that in fucking 2 minutes. Paranormal Activity, I can probably do that one in 3. So, alright, the last 2. Which one? I think I'm gonna have to go with part 7. So, Friday the 13th, part 7, The New Blood. Part 7 comes in at number 7. Now, number 8 is Friday the 13th, the original. Jason X is 10. The remake, 11. And Jason Goes to Hell, 526. But my beef with Friday the 13th, The New Blood, again, is the characters. I like the Dr. Cruz story. I like I don't mind the story. The telekinesis shit doesn't bother me. It's like, whatever, I don't care. Let the girl fuck up Jason with her mind. I don't care. Let's go for it. But the characters, they're so boring. Like, I think Friday the 13th Part 7 has the worst set of cast members of all the movies. The worst. Tina is not a good actress. The guy, her love interest, was not a good actress. Just none of them. Dr. Cruz was, and the mom was. That was about it. The acting was just not good. But I put it above number 1 because number 1 also has boring ass characters. Yeah, you got Kevin Bacon, and everyone loves Alice. I don't know why. I mean, I don't hate her, but I mean, I don't think she's nothing special. She's not Chris Higgins. She's not Rennie. but she'll do. But so they both have boring characters. But what puts 7 above 1 for me is the telekinetic shit. Had it just been a normal Jason movie, just a normal slasher, like 6 or 5 or 4, that where the girl didn't have no powers, it would probably be lower than Jason X. Maybe even the remake. That's how bad those characters are. So, to review one last time, number 1, Friday the 13th Part 3. Number 2, Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Number 3, Jason Lives, Friday the 13th Part 6. Number 4, Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Number 5, Friday the 13th Part 2. Number 6, Friday the 13th Part 7. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I done lost count. Coming in at number 6 is Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Number 7, Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Number 8, Friday the 13th, 1980. Jason X at number 10. Wait. Yeah. 10? Are there 10? I'm tripping. Hold on. No, there's 11. Okay, so Jason X is number 9. Friday the 13th, 1980, number 8. Number 9, Jason X. Number 10, Friday the 13th Remake. Number 12, number 11, my bad. Jason Goes to Hell. Trash. Let's move on to... So, Leprechaun. Easily my favorite horror franchise of all time. Alright, let me tell you. I'm a Jason guy. I love... When it comes to the big 3... When it comes to Freddy, when it comes to Michael Myers, when it comes to Jason, I'm a Jason guy. I love Friday the 13th. I like Friday the 13th more than Halloween. I like Friday the 13th a lot more than A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm really not a big fan of Freddy. I'm just not. But, Leprechaun, when it comes to the other ones, once you venture off from the big 3, Leprechaun's definitely my favorite overall. I love the Leprechaun movies. I've seen the Leprechaun movies more, the first 6, more than any other horror franchise, by far. I mean, I used to rent a Leprechaun damn near every weekend. I mean, there was a video store that had Leprechaun 4 and Leprechaun 5. That was the only ones they had. There was a video store that I went to. They only had Leprechaun 2, and they had Leprechaun in the Hood. There was a video store that had like all of them. It had every single one of them except for the first Leprechaun. So the first Leprechaun. This was before Leprechaun Back to the Hood had come out, though. So we're talking 2000, 2001, 2002, somewhere around then, because Leprechaun Back to the Hood had not come out yet. So Leprechaun 1 was the last of the first 5 at the time. There were only 5 movies. But fuck it. Let's get to the ranking. You already know. Well, you probably don't know, but fuck it. Leprechaun Origins is at the bottom. Why would Leprechaun Origins be at the bottom? Because it ain't a fucking Leprechaun movie. Poor Hornswoggle. He was talking about... Wasn't he talking about I'm gonna be the new Leprechaun. Yeah, I'm portraying the new Leprechaun in the new WWE film movie. Yeah, I'm gonna be let me catch a sip of my Powerade, cause I'm gonna be in the Leprechaun movie. And then you couldn't even see his ass. He in a fucking suit that they barely even show. They barely even show the motherfucker. They go all out on this suit. They hire this fucking WWE actor. They don't even use him. They put him in this costume, and they barely even show the motherfucker. It's a worthless movie. The movie's fucking worthless. It ain't a Leprechaun movie. It's a creature feature, and it's a really bad one. The only character I even liked from that movie was the guy that was in Freddy vs. Jason. Leprechaun Origins, it was just so stupid. The people putting the gold out. It was fuck that movie. I'm not wasting another minute on Leprechaun Origins. So number 7, Leprechaun Returns. Now I actually really do enjoy Leprechaun Returns, but the reason it's number 7 is because it doesn't have Warwick Davis. Alright? I'm sorry. The guy that portrayed the Leprechaun in Leprechaun Returns, he did a commendable job. He did a really good job. And I think, I can't imagine, I mean, who knows, but I can't imagine that if they got someone else to portray the Leprechaun in that movie, if they got Hornswoggle to portray him in that movie, I guarantee you it wouldn't have been pulled off as well as it was. Leprechaun Returns was better than it should have been. But it didn't have Warwick Davis. So it's number 7. I enjoyed the story. I love the Leprechaun movies for another reason. And this is another reason why I'm not a big fan of a Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's why I kind of stopped being a big fan of Saw. I mean, I like Jigsaw, I like Spiral, but we're not going to do Saw here. But I don't really care to see, 3 goes into 4, and 4 goes into 5. So I love that about Leprechaun, that I could throw Leprechaun 2 on, and it ain't got nothing to do with Leprechaun 1. Throw Leprechaun 4 on, it ain't got shit to do with Leprechaun in the Hood. I throw on Leprechaun 3, it ain't got shit to do with the first Leprechaun. I love that. That's another reason I fucking love Leprechaun. But after 6 movies, fuck Leprechaun Origins. It shouldn't even be counted, but I had to put it in last place because that's where it deserves to be. It deserves to be in 20th place. I shouldn't even put it on the screen. Fuck that motherfucking movie. But Leprechaun Returns, after 6 Warwick Davis movies, even if Warwick Davis returned, it would have been nice to see, it was nice to see, a return to the first movie. A continuation, the daughter, Jennifer Aniston's daughter, that was cool and all. And I genuinely enjoyed the movie. So it being 7th place does not mean that I don't like the movie. It's just, it doesn't have Warwick Davis in it. I'm sorry. Now, what's coming in at number 6? Number 2. Leprechaun 2. I hated renting Leprechaun 2 when I was younger because so many places had Leprechaun 2, and I would just love the Leprechaun, so I rented Leprechaun probably more than any other franchise. Friday the 13th, and Leprechaun, and then probably Halloween 4 and 5 a lot, but Leprechaun 2, I just wasn't down with it, really. I mean, it's not a bad movie, because, like I said, I love them all except for Leprechaun Origins, but Leprechaun 2 was just kind of boring. I didn't care about the whole wife bullshit. I love the opening of the movie where, the leprechaun has the guy, and he's gonna marry his daughter, and the sneezes and all that shit, and in the ancient times, 1,000 years ago. That would have been a lot better movie to see the leprechaun 1,000 years ago than what we ended up getting with the fucking stupid ass cave bullshit. Bridget, gotta save Bridget. Man, fuck Bridget. What about those chili dogs? You know, there were some good things about Leprechaun 2, though. Morty is definitely the highlight. Morty is great. I love Morty's kill. Get it out of me. Man, I say that when I take shits. I say that. I say that line from Leprechaun 2 when I gotta take shits. I'm like, if I'm shitting and I'm constipated, it won't come out. I'll be on the toilet. I'll be talking to myself. I'll be like, get it out of me. That's what's his name said. Morty. The guy that played somebody on Seinfeld. I forgot his name. The uncle, some shit like that. But anyway, Leprechaun 2 has a few redeeming qualities. I like the little I did like his lair a little bit, but not really. And I didn't really like the skeletons and shit like coming alive. Am I misremembering? Didn't they come alive like once and attack Cody? That was some weirdo shit. I don't know what the fuck was going on there, but I did like the tour guide shit a little bit, but it kind of drug on too long. I didn't care about the romantic interest plot line at all. It was boring as fuck. I didn't care about him wanting a bride. It was just it was a snoozer. I didn't appreciate it, and I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but it's my least favorite Warwick Davis movie by far. So I do enjoy it. Like I said, I like all the Leprechaun movies, except for Leprechaun Origins, which ain't even a Leprechaun movie. So moving on to number 5. What's going to be number 5? Which one would I rather watch? Leprechaun Back to the Hood. So Leprechaun Back to the Hood. There's a lot to like about it, and there's a lot not to like about it. But I enjoyed it. Now, Leprechaun came out December 30th or 31st, 2003, and I went to Blockbuster to buy it. As soon as it came out, they had one fucking copy. They had one copy to rent, and they had one copy for sale. And I bought that bitch. I went there early, like as soon as they opened, because I knew they was going to have it. I called them ahead of time, and they said, yeah, we're going to have one copy for sale. Well, no, they didn't. I don't think they told me that. I think they just said, yeah, we're going to have it for sale, and we're going to have it for rent. And I was like, okay, cool. And I didn't give a shit about renting it. I wanted to buy that motherfucker. So I bought Leprechaun Back to the Hood. And it's sad. It's the last Warwick Davis Leprechaun movie. But he did give a good performance. One good thing I love about Leprechaun Back to the Hood is something that we don't get to see in the other movies. People enjoying the gold. In none of the other movies do we see people spend the money that they stole from the leprechaun. All these people steal the gold, and they're just like, look, we've got this gold. We've got this gold. Look, we've got this gold. And they don't do shit with the gold. The closest was in Leprechaun 1 when what the fuck's his name? And that's another good thing about Leprechaun Returns is that what's his name returned? Ozzy. That Ozzy returned. But I didn't like that they made him a ghost. That was fucking stupid. But anyway, when Ozzy and Alex, I think it was, when Ozzy and Alex went to get the coin appraised, and then the guy got pogo stick to death. I think that, and then potentially maybe Leprechaun 3. Might have went to the pawn shop. Oh no, he found the gold at the pawn shop. Never mind. Yeah, but we didn't see none of that. We didn't see any. Well, I guess we kind of saw it in Leprechaun in the Hood, but we didn't see it. It happened, but we didn't see it. Mac Daddy, you obviously used the flute and the gold to amass his career and his record label and all that, but we didn't see that happen. It just happened, but it happened off screen. So Leprechaun Back to the Hood was the only time we actually saw people cash in the gold, go get clothes, go buy guns, go buy big bags of dope, go buy cars, go big stunting, go buy dresses. And that's really cool, I think. That's probably my favorite thing about Leprechaun Back to the Hood is that they show that, because they don't show that in any of the other movies. And I wonder why that is. I don't know why it took them so long to do that. I mean, it makes sense in space, but you would think in the first Leprechaun in the Hood, like in first Leprechaun in the Hood, all what's his name? All Stray Bullet and Postmaster P and Butch, all the fuck they buy is music equipment. That's all they buy. They throw a little party or something, but they're not balling. They don't even buy a car. They don't do nothing. They just worried about that rap thing in Vegas. Excuse me. Let me catch a sip of this Powerade. But we don't see them ball out. You'd think we would in the first Leprechaun in the Hood. You'd think we'd see that in Leprechaun 3. We saw Scott ball out a little bit in the casino, but he didn't buy nothing. But fucking potatoes. So Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Don't give a fuck. The negatives. Don't give a fuck about the love story. Don't give a fuck about really a lot of the characters. I like Jamie. I don't care about Rory and Emily's shit. I don't mind Emily. I don't mind any of the characters, but there's some weak characters. Some of the weakest characters in the franchise, I think. And nowhere near as good as the first Leprechaun in the Hood. The Leprechaun is good, but it's almost a downgrade. Now, I like the look of the Leprechaun. They kind of changed his look. They made him look a little darker, a little more sinister. That was cool. I like the cop getting his leg ripped off and he's like, give me that back or some shit. That's cool. But overall, Leprechaun in the Hood, it's got to be number 5. So, moving on to number 4. What would be number 4? Would it be Leprechaun 1? Leprechaun 4? What would it be? We're going with Leprechaun 1. Now, like I said, and I'm going to say it again. Leprechaun Returns, I like it. The other one, I hate it. Leprechaun Origins, I fucking hate it. I despise it. Fuck that movie. Not as much as Jason Goes to Hell, but fuck Leprechaun Origins. Leprechaun 2, I like it. Leprechaun Back to the Hood, I like it. Leprechaun 1, I like it. The next 3, I love. But Leprechaun 1, Yeah, Jennifer Aniston's in it. She does great. I like the characters. I love Ozzy. I love Alex. I love I love a lot of the shit of that movie. I really, really, you know what? I don't like Leprechaun. I love Leprechaun. Now that I'm thinking about it, Leprechaun is a great movie, and it's got such a different tone, and that's what I love about these movies is that they all have a different tone to them. And I love Leprechaun 1. It The hospital scene is great. The four-leaf clovers looking for him. The I love the beginning. I love the opening scenes. I love just the goofy shit, like the shoes, like they're tossing out the shoes, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta clean them," and he starts cleaning the shoes. Like, there's so much love about it. There's not even much to hate about Leprechaun 1. Like, the pogo stick kill is great. I I don't think I have anything bad to say about Leprechaun 1. The dad disappears, but I mean that's not a bad thing. That's one thing that's like, what the fuck happened there, but I don't really care. It doesn't like hurt the movie for me or anything. But it's a good movie. I really like Leprechaun 1. And when I finally saw it, after I finally found it, I thought they fucked up and gave me Leprechaun in the Hood, because I'm pretty damn sure that's the same exact footage that they shot of the Leprechaun. Because it starts off the same with him walking down those like stone steps. So I thought I got Leprechaun in the Hood when I turned that movie on the first time. I was like, oh man. And then I realized, nope, this is Leprechaun 1. Cool. But yeah, I don't think I have nothing bad to say about Leprechaun 1. Uh, it's not as dark as the later ones, but I don't mind that. I like that it's its own thing. I appreciate that. I like that these films have their own flavor. Each one's different. Now, if it was a different Leprechaun playing the Leprechaun in every movie, I don't think I'd like it. Like, if Warwick Davis played the Leprechaun in like the first three, and then he decided, hey, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back for Leprechaun 4. I don't think I would have enjoyed 4, or In the Hood, or Back to the Hood. Excuse me. I'm not having trouble clearing my throat. So what's next? What's gonna be number 3? Leprechaun 4 in space. I love Leprechaun 4 in space. Now, see, the whole bride shit that they did in part 2 is done a lot better in part 4. And I like Princess Zara, whatever the fuck her name was. I liked her so much better than Bridget. But it wasn't like a big focus of the movie. Like, it was a little bit in the beginning. He was trying to woo her, but then it was like, whatever. They were cool, and then they started, teaming up almost. It was over with. It wasn't like the first one where she was trying to run from the second one, where she was trying to run from him the whole time. So I like that aspect of it. I love that it's set in space. It doesn't bother me that it's in space. I like the characters. I like spending the time with the characters. The half robot man, not even half robot. He's a fucking robot, I guess. The sergeant. Yeah, and I'm busy. What the fuck do you want? The girl from whatever her name, Jessica Collins is cool. The girl from Home Improvement. Good cast. Has those damn enchiladas. Has the guy that played Demon from Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. So that's great. I just enjoy Leprechaun 4. It's so goofy. I completely understand why people hate it. But look, like I said, it's what I'd rather watch. I would rather watch Part 4. I'm not saying Leprechaun 4 is a better movie than Leprechaun 1. It's not. Leprechaun 1 is definitely a better movie. But I would rather watch Leprechaun 4. I like it more. I'm sorry. What's next? Now, I've flip-flopped back and forth between these last two so many times. But the last time I watched them like 2 months ago. Hold on. I watched Leprechaun 3 and I watched Leprechaun in the Hood back to back. And I said, well, I know which one's better. So number 2 is Leprechaun 3. Now Leprechaun 3 has spent a lot of time at number 1 throughout my life. Love Leprechaun 3. Such a great movie. I don't really have... The only complaint I kind of have is the whole fucking Scott being bitten by the leprechaun or the blood, his blood going on his cut, on his bite and all that shit. That was kind of stupid, but I rolled with it. It was all right. It wasn't that bad, but I could have did without that. I could have did without the whole hospital scenes. It should have just been set in the casino, maybe on the streets a little bit more. But other than that, I don't really have any. I loved Loretta. I don't really have any complaints. As for the cast, I love Loretta. I loved Tammy. I loved Scott. I loved Fonzio. I loved Frank or Lewis or whoever the fuck he was. The guy that owned the place, the casino. I love the two guys that were trying to get the money out of Morris, whatever the fuck his name was. I just really enjoyed Leprechaun 3. I thought it was a great movie. And it spent its fair share of time at number 1, but no longer. Leprechaun in the Hood is number 1. I loved Leprechaun in the Hood. Okay? I'm a big fan of hip-hop. I've been since I was a kid. And I don't know if that's why I like this movie so much. But I feel like it might have a little bit of an influence for it. But I also genuinely love the movie because the Leprechaun operates differently. In Leprechaun 3, he'll just kill you. But how many times in Leprechaun in the Hood does he gets his flute back after they rock the show and they're told they're going to Vegas. You know, Stray Bullet and Postmaster P and Butch. And then the Leprechaun comes in with the zombie fly girls and he's like, I want me flute. They give him his flute. And he was about to walk out. Postmaster P tried him. Stray Bullet got his brains blew out. But the Leprechaun was gonna walk out. You know. Fucking Mac Daddy, after his bodyguard got his stomach blew out, Mac Daddy ran. He could have went after Mac Daddy. Didn't Mac Daddy still have his gold? I mean, yeah, he wanted his flute, but why did the Leprechaun want his flute back so bad? What did the Leprechaun need the flute back so bad for? That's what I never understood. But it was just a whole different vibe. I loved Jackie D. I loved the whole cast. I loved the movie so much. Leprechaun in the Hood, by far my favorite in the franchise. I've like I said, sometimes it's been number 2 because Leprechaun 3 was number 1. But I've seen Leprechaun in the Hood probably more than any of the others. I've seen Leprechaun 3 more than any of the others, and I've seen Leprechaun 4 more than the rest of them. I love Leprechaun in the Hood. It just... And I love the ending. I love the Leprechaun rap. I love the fact that Postmaster P lives. And I don't... not Postmaster P. Well, he lives too, but the Leprechaun lives. So I don't know what happened at that. So I don't know. Maybe you have a theory on Leprechaun in the Hood. Because it looked like the medallion was going to land on the Leprechaun and put him back to stone. So did Postmaster P take the medallion off of him and say, hey, help me be a rapper? I don't know. But either way, I like the ending. I like Leprechaun in the Hood. But I need to shut the fuck up about Leprechaun. But I'm going to shut the fuck up because we need to move on to another horror franchise. Halloween. Damn, that's a lot of movies. Number 1's going to be easy. We're going to start from the front. Halloween 4. Don't worry. Stop. Don't delete the hate comment you was about to say. Why you ain't got Halloween 1 as number 1, bro? Chill, man. Chill. Halloween 1 is number 2, okay? Okay? It's okay. Okay? Now, what's gonna be number 3? Oh, boy. Oh, this is gonna... Okay. They don't want my lighter. I'm gonna say it again. This list is not me saying which movie is better. This is me saying which movie I would rather watch. And I would rather watch Halloween Resurrection than any of the rest of the movies on the bottom. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. I love Halloween Resurrection. I love the webcam shit. I love the reality show gimmick shit. I love Busta Rhymes. I love that it's set in Michael Myers' house for most of the movie. I don't mind the characters. I like the whole little aspect of Deckard helping Sarah out. Through text, he's coming up the stairs, all that type of shit. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it might have aged poorly, but I enjoyed that. And I think it holds up. And another thing I really love about Halloween Resurrection is that it's a standalone movie for the most part. Yeah, it's connected to H2O in the beginning, but after that, it's its own thing. Like I just said in Leprechaun, I love that each movie's its own thing. And that they're not all connected to each other. And 4, you don't have to see 3 to see 4 and all that shit. With Halloween, and this is probably why I like Friday the 13th more. Because for the most part, you can just jump into any one of those. But Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, they're connected. Rob Zombie, Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, connected. Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, they're connected. Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween 6, they're connected. Halloween H2O, It's kind of its own thing, but it's connected to 1 and 2. Yeah, it's connected to 2. So it's connected to 1 and 2. And that's another reason why I love Halloween 3, because it's its standalone film. And I kind of wish Halloween Kills would have been its standalone film, but we'll get to that in a moment. So that's another reason why I love Halloween Resurrection. I just think it's a standalone film, and I really like that. And that's another reason why I'm really not a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. Because a lot of those movies are, you gotta see 4 to see 5 and all that shit. So coming in at number 4, what we got? Let's see. Halloween 5. Now, I just went on a rant about how I don't like movies being connected, but I do love 4 and 5. I rented 4 and 5 so much as a kid. So much as a kid. I loved 4 and I loved 5 as a kid. I would rent those so much. If I didn't rent Leprechaun or Friday the 13th, I rented Halloween 4 or 5. I would rent movies. I would rent 2 movies. My sister would take me to the video store a lot. And because she loved horror movies too. So we would always rent horror movies. And I would always rent like a movie that I've done seen for so many times, and then I'd rent like something I've never seen. Like I'd rent Jacko, or I'd rent Pumpkinhead, or you know, some shit that I'd never seen before, just in case that sucked. Then I had I had Halloween 4 I could watch instead. So I would rent Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 so much. I love Halloween 5. I know a lot of people hate Tina. I don't really mind Tina. I do wish Rachel would have lived. Rachel could have got killed, but I wish she'd have been in the movie for longer. I wish she'd have been killed in the end, and that'd have been more shocking, I think. But, rest in peace, Rachel. She was cool. But I didn't really hate Tina. Well, what I do hate is that fucking Danielle Harris is mute the whole movie. That I don't appreciate at all. But it is what it is, I guess. And despite being silent for most of the movie, Danielle Harris still pulls off I don't know about phenomenal, but she pulls off a great performance. Danielle Harris, I think, was one of the best child actresses, at least at that time. She was great. She was fantastic in Halloween 4. Later on in life, I think Freddie Highmore was my favorite favorite child actor. Freddie Highmore. I really liked Anna Sophia Robb back in the day when she was a kid. I thought she was a great child actress. But Danielle Harris, definitely one of the best kids in movies. Because some movies, I hate kids. I hate kids in some of these movies. Or not these movies, but in some movies and TV shows and all that. But Danielle Harris, definitely great actress. Loomis was this the one Loomis was a little weird in? You know, whatever. Loomis was in it. That's another plus. Shout out to Loomis. I'm a big fan of Loomis. Now, I like Friday the 13th more than Halloween. But that don't mean that I don't love Halloween. Because I rented these a lot too. So what's number 5 going to be? What would we put number 5? What would I rather watch next? Let's start from the bottom now. We can go ahead and put this at the bottom right now. Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie. Fuck that movie. Fuck that white horse bullshit. I ain't even gonna waste another minute on that shit. Fuck that movie. It sucked. It should have never even been released. What's next? I'm thinking we're going with Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Well, wait a minute. Atlantic City. Have you seen the producer's cut? Or have you seen the theatrical cut? Well, let me tell you what. I seen them both. Mm-hmm. I seen them both. And guess what? They both suck. I don't like neither one of them. I watched the producer's cut probably about 3 weeks ago. I think might have been longer than that. I watched it like in September, like the end of September. But I liked it a little more than I usually did. It's been a while since I saw it until then. But still poo. It's still poo. I don't care for it. But I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's number 11, but I don't hate it, okay? I don't hate none of these movies. Just because one of these movies is number 11 or number 9, just because they're at the bottom of my list, doesn't mean I hate it. But I fucking hate Halloween 2. So don't get it twisted. I hate Halloween 2. So let's not even play around. But the rest of the movies, like Halloween 6, yeah, it's not my favorite. But I don't mind it. I could watch it and not puke. Halloween 2 is puke. So, what would I rather watch next? Or not watch next? I think we're going to have to go with Halloween Remake. Now, I loved the Halloween Remake when it came out. I was a big fan of the Halloween Remake, the Rob Zombie Remake, when it first came out. But over the years, recent watches, I just don't care for it too much. I do enjoy the first half of the movie. I'll skull fuck the shit out of you. That shit's hilarious to me. I know a lot of people bitch about that, but that shit's hilarious to me. I love seeing Michael's childhood life and all that. And what's his name? Dag something. The kid that played Michael when he was a kid, he's a good actor. I wish he'd have been in more stuff. The kid from Hancock. But I enjoyed seeing Michael's childhood life. But I didn't really care for the rest of the movie. Once Michael grew up and was killing, it was just whatever. I didn't mind it at first back in the day. I was like, yeah, this movie's the shit. I was just happy there was a new movie because I had saw Halloween Resurrection in the theater and I was just so pumped there was a new Halloween coming out. I was just so happy. I didn't care. It was Rob Zombie making it. I didn't give a fuck. It was a remake. I was just like, yeah, hell yeah, new Halloween in the theater. And I liked it. So it is what it is. But then over the years, I've grown to not like it as much. Okay, what would I rather watch next? It's between Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. I'm thinking Halloween 3 just because it doesn't have Michael Myers. And let's be real, we watched this for Michael Myers. Now, Halloween 3 is a great movie. I love it. The fucking Silver Shamrock theme is so fantastic. That whole 10 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Like, that shit is, I love it. It's infectious. The movie's great. I love the masks. I love that I don't mind the whole mask killing kids. That shit was fucked. It was a fucked up movie. The cast was great. Tom Atkinson, fantastic. Great cast, great movie. I'm gonna watch that today. After I'm done recording this video, I'm gonna watch Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Now, would Halloween 3 was made, if you're a horror fan, you probably already know this, but and just in case you don't, Halloween 3 was made in an attempt to turn Halloween into an anthology franchise. They would make different Halloween-themed movies every year. Halloween 3 was the first attempt and the last attempt at that. Now, had Halloween 3 not been called Halloween 3, had it just been Season of the Witch, I still don't know what the fuck the witch is about. Why is it called Season of the Witch? Makes no sense. But whatever. Had it just been called Season of the Witch, I guess Killer Masks probably wasn't a good title. But had it not had the Halloween 3 name, the movie probably wouldn't have gained the cult following that it has since gained over the years. Because people have grown to love Halloween 3 now. Some people say it's their favorite after the first. Some people say it's their favorite overall. Some people say it's in their top 3 or top 5. Like, it's went from being one of the most hated movies in the franchise. And I remember, I told you, my sister used to take me to the video store, and I remember we used to rent Halloween movies, and I would rent Halloween 4, and I'd rent Halloween 5, and I'd rent Halloween 1, and I'd rent Halloween 2. And then she told me, I would look at Halloween 3 all the time, because I'm like, that's the one I never saw. And she'd be like, well, that's the one without Michael Myers. So I'd be like, oh. And I didn't think nothing of it. I just rent Halloween 5 or just Halloween 4 again or whatever. And every time I tried to rent Halloween 3, she was like, nah, that's the one without Michael Myers. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Halloween H2O it is. One day I was just like, I don't care. I'm renting Halloween 3. I want to fucking see it. I watched it and I liked it. It was pretty good. I think I liked it because I was just told for so long, well, Michael Myers isn't in it. Michael Myers isn't in it. That's the one without Michael Myers. So I ended up liking it because I went into it knowing he wasn't in it. It wasn't like I was like, oh man, a new Michael Myers movie. Halloween 3 is going to be great. I already knew he wasn't in it. So I think that helped. And I liked it. And I still like it. It holds up. And I like to watch that one at least once a year. Every October. Halloween 3, now just because, how many years? 12? So 12, 11, 10, 9. Just because it's in 9th place does not mean I don't like it. I love Halloween 3. Great movie. So moving on. Would I rather watch Halloween 2 or Halloween H2O? I would rather watch Halloween 2. So Halloween H2O is coming in at 8th place. Now, the thing about me is I flip-flop a lot. Because before Halloween Kills came out, well, no, after Halloween Kills came out, after Halloween 2018 came out, I said, you know what? Because I was never that big a fan of H2O, but I like it. And I'm like, I think I like H2O more than Halloween 2018. But after watching Halloween Kills, it made me like Halloween 2018 more. And then I watched Halloween and 18 and Halloween Kills back to back after I saw Halloween Kills in the theater, and then I watched it online. And I watched Halloween 2018 directly before Halloween Kills. So I watched them back to back in the same afternoon, back to back. And it made me like Halloween 2018 more, and it made me realize that I liked Halloween 2018 more than Halloween H2O. H2O is cool. Cool characters. Jamie Lee Curtis coming back is a plus. It's a good movie. I don't have much to say about it, and people have ran that into the ground. People have said so much about that movie. So coming in next place, whatever number it is now, 4, 5, 6, 7th place, Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is cool. Not much to say about it that hasn't been said. I just want to, we need to move a little faster. I've been ranting too long. We got other franchises to do. Alright. So we're down to the last two. We're down to the 2 most recent Halloween movies. And coming in at number 6, Halloween 2018. Now, like I said, When I first saw it, I thought to myself, you know what? I think I like H2O better. And I don't mind H2O. I don't mind any of these movies. The only one I fucking hate is Halloween 2. The only Friday the 13th movie that I fucking hate is Jason Goes to Hell. The only Leprechaun movie that I fucking hate is Leprechaun Origins. There's no Chucky movie that I fucking hate. And there's no Paranormal Activity that I fucking hate. Unless Paranormal Activity Next of Kin really fucking sucks. But I can't imagine that I'm gonna hate it. It might not be my favorite. It might be in last place. But I don't think I'm gonna hate it. But Halloween 2018 seemed like everybody loved it. And I felt like the outcast because I was like, yeah, it was alright. But I certainly didn't love it. I didn't share the same love that some people seem to. But it was a good movie. It was nice to see Laurie Strode back. I do think I enjoy her portrayal in Halloween 2018 more than I did in H2O. And seeing Halloween Kills did make me like Halloween 2018 a little bit more. Alright, coming in at number 5, we got Halloween Kills. Now, at the time of making this video, Halloween Kills is still in theaters, now playing. Go see it. If you're a fan of Halloween, I strongly suggest you go see Halloween Kills. But I would recommend that you watch Halloween 2018 directly before Halloween Kills. Because I went to the theater, saw Halloween Kills, and I didn't watch Halloween 2018 before. I was gonna, but I didn't. And then later on I watched 2018 and then Halloween Kills. And I think I enjoyed the Halloween Kills experience a little bit more because of that. Now, it's a good movie. Now whereas the first Halloween, the Halloween 2018, everybody seemed to love it. Halloween Kills seemed to have been a very divisive film. People either love it or they fucking hate it. So I've seen some people say it's the worst one. The people that say Halloween Kills is the worst Halloween have obviously never fucking seen Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. They've obviously never seen Halloween 6. My biggest problem with Halloween Kills is not the kills. The kills are great. Michael is great. He's the star of the fucking show. Michael is fantastic throughout the whole movie. My main problem with Halloween Kills is that cringy ass dialogue. The dialogue is so fucking cringe. Evil dies tonight. He's gonna die tonight. Evil dies tonight. Every time he kills, he transcends. Get that bullshit out of here. Don't nobody talk like that. Stupid ass shit. There's some really cringe ass dialogue in this movie. And to me, that's what hurts it the most. And then the whole town just gathering up. We're gonna get him. Evil dies tonight. I can't imagine that the whole entire town is that worked up about a fucking killer from 40 years ago. Maybe the ones that had encountered him, but the whole mob ganging up on Michael shit. Yeah, the scenes, they were executed good, and I enjoyed it. But I think I enjoyed the whole mob going after Michael a lot more in Halloween 4. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Pretty good movie. Not the best, not the worst. It could have been better, but it certainly could have been worse. And my expectations going into it were not that high because I had already not. I wasn't in love with Halloween 2018, and being this was a continuation of that, I was like, probably not even gonna like Halloween Kills as much as Halloween 2018. So maybe my lowered expectations had helped that and helped me like it more. But either way, I enjoyed Halloween Kills. But that dialogue is big cringe. I hope they fix that shit. They toned down the comedy a little outside of Big John and Little John, but you know, I enjoyed this movie a lot more. So yeah, if you haven't seen Halloween Kills, go check it out. Now for the final ranking. Number 1, Halloween 4. Number 2, Halloween 1978. Number 3, Halloween Resurrection. Number 4, Halloween 5. Number 5, Halloween Kills. Number 6, Halloween 2018. Number 7, Halloween 2. Number 8, Halloween H2O. Running out of breath. Number 9, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Number 10, Halloween 2007. Number 11, Halloween 6. And number 12, Halloween 2, 2009. Let's move on to my last favorite franchise. Now, I'm recording this on October 27th. So, the new Paranormal Activity is not out yet. So, I'm going to have to update it. But, I can't imagine that it's going to rank any higher. I think it's still going to be at the bottom of the list. I can't imagine that I'm going to like it any more than the first 6 movies. So I'm confident in this list. And I don't plan on releasing this video till Halloween. I might put it out earlier. But I'm going to watch Paranormal Activity, the Next of Kin. That's coming out. Stay tuned for that. If you're a horror fan, if you like Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin comes out October 29th on Paramount Plus exclusively. Too bad it's not in the theaters. But it actually looks decent. And it looks different. I like how it looks different. They're taking more of like a documentary approach more than a day 1, day 3, day 4, night 4, night 5, night 6, set the camera up type shit. So, it doesn't really look like it feels like a Paranormal Activity movie. So, I'm not sure I'm going to have it high on my list. And I'm not sure it's going to top the first 6. So, let's dive into the last of my favorite horror franchises. Coming in at number 1, I gotta go Paranormal Activity 3. Paranormal Activity 3, I think, is fan-fucking-tastic. I love Paranormal Activity 3. Paranormal Activity 3, I think, has some of the... not even some, has the strongest characters. The introduction of Katie and Christy as kids was a great idea. Being set in the 80s, I loved that every movie was a prequel at a certain point, at least the first 3. It was showing, fuck off phone. I just love Paranormal Activity 3. Do I have to explain myself? Let's move on. This might not be liked by many, but Paranormal Activity 4 coming in at number 2. I love Paranormal Activity 4. I fucking love 4. Paranormal Activity 4, I think, also has some of the strongest characters. I like the weird kid, Robbie, I think his name is. I like the family in this movie. I like the kid from True Jackson VP, the kid that was on American Housewife, the kid that was on The Real O'Neals. Both of those sitcoms are on ABC in the 2010s. Paranormal Activity 4 is just... I liked... It was cool. It's alright, it's like I said before. How I don't really care for Elmstreet because, you know, 3's connected to 4, and 1's connected to 3, and then Halloween, well, 4 is connected to 5, and 1's to fuck off, phone. 1's connected to 1, 1's connected to 2. All that shit. I hate movies that you have to see the one before that. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. Anyway. I had enough of that fucking phone. So, it's like a standalone film damn near. And I love that about Paranormal Activity 4. Because it's its own thing. And that's great to me. After 3 films with Katie and 2 films with Christy, it's nice to just have a film about a whole new different family. That's what I like about it. I think it's underrated. I think a lot of people hate Paranormal Activity 4, but I really enjoy it. So coming in at number 3, now it's getting tricky. I think we're going with, and this one's probably going to piss people off too, and it's definitely not going to be on your list like this high on your list, but Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. I really enjoyed The Ghost Dimension. I saw it in the theater 3 fucking times. 3 times. The first time I saw it, I'm trying to remember why I saw it 3 times. The first time I saw it in 3D, because it was promoted in 3D. And the 3D was fucked up. It was fucked up. Like, the 3D was shit. And it wasn't like the movie was fucked. No, it was the projector. The projector was fucked. So, and I told him about it. I went and left. I told him about it. Missed some of the movie. I was like, shit. They've supposedly fixed it, but it wasn't fixed. And I was like, oh, fuck it. So I went back another time. And I made sure that it was in a different screen. And it was in a screen. I saw the It happened to be, I saw SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water. Because they both come out the same year. I saw that, it was in the same screen that Paranormal Activity Ghost Dimension was in. That was fucked up. And SpongeBob was fucked up too. So the next time I saw it, it was in screen 4 instead of 7 or whatever, because 7 was the fucked up one. And I was like, okay, cool, it's in a different one. And I went and saw that one in 3D, and it was cool. It was great in 3D. And then I saw it in 2D, I think, the last time. I don't know why I saw it in 2D the last time. I don't even know why I saw it a third time, but I did. But moving on to the movie, Paranormal Activity 3, I like the family. I like seeing the ghost. A lot of people were like, we shouldn't see the ghost. We shouldn't see that. But it's scarier when I was seeing that shit. But I didn't mind that. And I liked the characters in the movie. I liked, I liked the theme of the movie. I liked the way it tried to tie things up. It was about a new family, but it tried to tie in with Katie and Christy too. And then it being on the house that was built on the part 3's house. And it was just finding the tapes and finding the camera. It was just a really interesting movie to me. So moving on, Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones, number 4. Now this movie I like also because it's different. It's like a standalone movie till that ending. But fuck it. It's a standalone movie, and I like that it does something different. It's not the same day 1, night 2, night 3 shit. But Does something different. I enjoy the characters. Pretty good movie. I enjoyed the marked ones. Not much to say about it. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I don't have anything bad to say about 4, really. About the Ghost Dimension. I if I could say anything bad about the Ghost Dimension, it would be that I wish they would have explained more, and they would have. I mean, this is supposed to be the last movie. It's not now, but it's not like the new one's gonna explain anymore. Well, maybe, but I doubt it. Ghost Dimension could have explained more, but they didn't. That's my only gripe there, I guess. Marked ones, I don't really have any complaints. But moving on, I think we're going to go Paranormal Activity 1. Paranormal Activity 1 was the only one that I didn't see in the theater because, well, when the first one came out, I didn't really care. I was just like, oh, whatever. And then eventually I saw it on DVD, and I rented it, and I was like, oh, wow, I really like this. Because it was like right before the second one was coming out to theaters in like a few weeks or whatever. So I watched the first one because I saw the trailers for the second one. And I was like, oh well, there's a second one. Cool. Let's see. Let me go watch the first one then. So ended up liking the first one, but that's the only one I didn't see in the theater. So coming in the last place, Paranormal Activity 2. Now, I just don't enjoy the family. I don't, like I said, I'd rather, these movies, it's not that Paranormal Activity 2 is not a better made movie than The Ghost Dimension. I'm sure Paranormal Activity 2 is a better made movie than The Ghost Dimension. But I would rather watch Paranormal Activity 4 than Paranormal Activity 2. That's just how it is. That's how I'm ranking these. This is my list, goddammit. But Paranormal Activity 2, I just don't feel like spending an hour and 30 minutes with this family. That's what it boils down to. But the cabinet scene, it is so hard to make me jump in a horror movie. I go to the only time I go to the movie theaters is to see horror movies. I went and saw Halloween Kills, and I went and saw Old. That's the only movies I've seen in a theater this year. And the only time I go to the theater is for horror movies. But because if I watch it on DVD, I'm not going to jump. You're not going to scare me. I don't get scared by horror movies. I've been watching horror movies since I was like 5. Like, I fucking love horror movies. I've never been scared of them. Like, if I had a dream about Jason, it was like goofy. It wasn't like it wasn't like a nightmare. I didn't get nightmares. I never really had nightmares ever in my life. That just never happened for me. I don't know why. But I think it was because I could always separate that it was a movie, but it's not about that. But anyway, Paranormal Activity 2, that's not the one. It's just not the one. So, you know what? I could potentially see the new movie. I could see Paranormal Activity Next to Kin beating Paranormal Activity 2. But I don't know if it, and maybe the first one, maybe, doubtful, but maybe the marked ones. But I doubt it's topping the first 3. And we are going to come back to this in 2 days after I see Paranormal Activity Next to Kin. So we're going to get to that definitely real soon. Now, we're going to move on to 3 more franchises. What we just covered, Halloween, Leprechaun, Paranormal Activity, Chucky, and Friday the 13th. Those are my top 5 franchises. I fucking love those horror movie franchises. These are my favorite franchises of all time. Paranormal Activity Next of Kin is out. I've seen it. I watched it. I watched it again. So, where is it going to rank? Well, it sure the fuck ain't going to rank there. Let's see. No. Is it better than the marked ones? Nope. It sure the fuck ain't. It's not better than the first one. It's not better than the second one. It's the fucking worst Paranormal Activity movie that there is. This movie fucking sucked. It's not Jason Goes to Hell sucked. It's not Halloween 2 2009 sucked. But it fucking sucks. I don't know what anybody's saying about this movie. Because I just watched it last night and I watched it again this morning. Now, I wanted to love this movie. I love Paranormal Activity. People talk shit about Paranormal Activity. They're like, that shit sucks. It's boring ass shit. Whatever. I like them. I love them. Fuck like. That's one of my top franchises. I love Paranormal Activity. And I wanted to love this movie. I was so happy that a new movie was coming out. And you know what? I love Amish culture. Man, y'all remember that episode of Arthur? Where Buster goes Amish or some shit? Man, I used to want to be Amish because of that shit. I used to want to be Amish for like a week when I was a kid because of that episode of Arthur where Buster went Amish. I wanted to churn my own butter. I wanted to do all that shit. And ever since, I've really had a love for Amish culture. So when it was like Amish shit, I'm like, oh shit. That's definitely different. That's something you really don't see a lot of. So I was hoping for more from that. And we got some of that, but no, look, it was well shot, but it was too well shot for a Paranormal Activity movie. It just looked too fucking good. Looked way too good. And I know they had the big expensive cameras because they're shooting a documentary and they have the drones and all that, but still, I don't know. I don't know about this one. It's definitely my least favorite. By far my least favorite. I did like all of the characters though. I liked every character in this movie. There was nobody that I hated. I liked everyone in it. But this movie fucking sucked. It was not good to me at all. It was... A lot of people say the Ghost Dimension is the worst. I love the Ghost Dimension. I don't know. Y'all tripping on the Ghost Dimension. But Next of Kin is way worse than the Ghost Dimension, in my opinion. It does some different shit. I don't mind that it's like a reboot. I don't mind that. That's probably what they needed anyway. I don't care that it's not about Katie and Christy. I don't give a shit about none of that. I don't care that it's a reboot. I don't care. I'm just happy. I'm just happy to have a new Paranormal Activity, but I'm not happy no more. This was the fucking shit shack. It was a really well shot shit shack. And it had potential. There's potential there. This movie could be fixed. Like, this isn't like, oh, this is a lost cause. Like, this could be a fixed movie. This is not... I might be being a little harsh on it. And I didn't even have high expectations. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is going to be so fucking good. I wasn't even thinking about like that. But I'm really, really disappointed in this movie. I mean, it sucks, but it's not Jason Goes to Hell sucks. It's not Slender Man sucks. It's not Bye Bye Man sucks. It's not Brahms the Boy 2 sucks. It's not The Turning sucks. But it's a well-made movie, but it's not a Paranormal Activity movie. And the shit they do, that ending is so fucking stupid. That ending is so fucking stupid. Now, I know this franchise has never really landed with their endings, but this one is just shit. This one is shit. But the acting was good. I mean, it was really good. But like where most of the Paranormal Activity movies feel a little improv-y, this one felt more like people were reading their lines. Now, that's not a negative. Like I said, the acting was good, but it just felt a little less authentic than the other ones. Now, unlike Jason Goes to Hell or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 or Leprechaun Origins, even though I'm not praising this movie, even though I'm not a fan of this movie, I would watch Paranormal Activity Next of Kin again. This isn't one where. This is a movie I think maybe in a year from now I watch it and I might appreciate it a little bit more. Whereas if I watch Jason Goes to Hell a year from now, I'm probably just gonna hate it even more. All that crawling through the whole shit is just like it could have been cool, but it wasn't. Like it's just so much bullshit in this movie that, and it's so much shit in this movie that could be. They have these set pieces that could be good, and they have these great ideas, but they don't execute them right. Now, unlike Halloween Kills, where the dialogue is just fucking awful. There's not no bad dialogue here. But the problem here is really just the plot. Like, the writing's not too bad. The characters are cool. It's just the whole thing they're doing with the demon or the ghost or the entity or whatever the fuck you call it. The whole thing they're doing with that is just stupid as fuck. I don't appreciate it. Not one fucking bit. Fuck Paranormal Activity Next to Kin. I cannot. I had a feeling I wasn't gonna love it. And I did have a feeling that, yeah, it was probably going to be last anyway, just because it didn't look like it was going to be a regular Paranormal Activity movie. But, I mean, even the marked ones isn't a regular Paranormal Activity movie, but it definitely feels more like a Paranormal Activity than Next to Kin. So I knew it was going to be last, most likely, but I just didn't realize, I just didn't think it was going to be that far. Like, it should be way the fuck over there. It should be way away from Paranormal Activity too. Very disappointed. So if you like Paranormal Activity, get ready for a shit shack. There's a scene in the movie that really just sums up how I feel about Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. Alright, we should go get it. Well, we've made it through my top 5 favorite horror franchises of all time. Friday the 13th, Leprechaun, Halloween, Paranormal Activity, and Child's Play. But as a bonus, we're going to rank 3 more horror franchises. Up first, Wrong Turn. Now, I watched all the Wrong Turns not that long ago. I guess it is now. It was like a month or two before the new one come out, and the new one came out in like January or February of this year. So I don't really plan on getting deep into the Wrong Turn movies because I'm not that big a fan of them, but I have seen them all, and there is a lot of them, so I figured I might as well rank them. So coming in at number 1, probably should surprise nobody. Wrong Turn 1. Coming in at last place, Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines. Fuck that movie. That's the only movie in this whole franchise that I will never, ever watch again. Number 2, is it Wrong Turn 2? No, it isn't. It's Wrong Turn 3. Wrong Turn 2 is a little overrated in my book. It's good, but it's overrated. But Wrong Turn 3, I fucking love Three Finger. I love Wrong Turn 3. I love the prisoners, just the characters, the setting. I really like Wrong Turn 3. That's all I'm going to say about that. Wrong Turn 2, coming in at number 3. I enjoyed the reality show aspect of it. Yeah, that was cool and all. And there were some really cool kills in it. I just don't think it's as good as everyone says. What's 4? 4 was the, like, mental asylum. Yeah, I guess that's 4. 4 is in 4th place. You know what? Yeah, never mind. I was thinking maybe Wrong Turn 2021 would be 4th place, but nah. I'd rather watch Wrong Turn 4 than watch Wrong Turn 2021. Coming in at number 5 is Wrong Turn 2021. A remake, a reboot, whatever, that I was genuinely surprised by. I did like it. And coming in at number 6, Wrong Turn 6. Many people put that as the worst of the Wrong Turn franchise. And it is by no means a good movie, but I would much rather sit through that than that fucking bullshit Wrong Turn 5. Wrong Turn 5 was just bullshit. Wrong Turn 6 was weird, but Wrong Turn 5 was just bullshit. Alright, moving on to the Conjuring Universe. Now, I am not a big fan of the Conjuring Universe, and I happen to think that they're pretty overrated. I'm not that big a fan. I really want to. I love the idea of a universe, all these horror movies set in one universe. Great idea, but the execution is usually very, very poor outside of like 2 of these movies. Number 1, The Conjuring. Number 2, Annabelle Creation. The rest of them, shit the bed. All of them. All of them. Now, what the fuck would I rather watch after Annabelle Creation? Sure the fuck ain't Curse of La Llorona. Sure the fuck ain't The Nun. Sure the fuck ain't Annabelle. Sure the fuck ain't Conjuring 2. I guess it's Conjuring 3. I guess Conjuring 3 comes in at number 3. Annabelle Comes Home at number 4. I think I can say The Nun is the worst. Let's see. Which one is worse? Annabelle, Conjuring 2, or La Llorona? La Llorona is the worst out of those. Conjuring 2 is a little bit better than the first Annabelle, but I still really dislike Conjuring 2. I do not like... Alright. The Conjuring and Annabelle Creation, I like them. The Conjuring 3 and Annabelle Comes Home, they're okay. The rest of them, fuck them. Fuck The Conjuring 2, fuck Annabelle, fuck The Curse of La Llorona, and fuck The Nun. If she can even fuck. Anyway, that's the Conjuring Universe. I'm not going to spend much time on that. Like I said, I'm not that big a fan of that franchise, but you know, I'm covering some other ones because, you know, other people are fans too. And whatever. I'll cover some other ones that, you know, I might not be too big on. And lastly, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, I'm a Jason guy. I'm a Leprechaun guy. I'm not a Freddy guy. I've never been a Freddy guy. I've never really taken that much of a liking to Freddy. But I've seen all of the Freddy movies. So I'm probably going to have a ranking that is very unorthodox. Very, you probably won't see many places. Number one, I gotta go with A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. A lot of people bitch about A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 being the Freddy going in the real world and the rules are different and it's not really like a Freddy movie. And I think that's what I like about it. I think that's why it's my favorite. Number two's gotta be Freddy vs. Jason. I didn't put Freddy vs. Jason in the Nightmare on. I didn't put Freddy vs. Jason in the Friday the 13th ranking because I feel like Freddy vs. Jason is really more of a Freddy movie than a Jason movie. But let's go up. If I was gonna put Freddy vs. Jason on the ranking for Friday the 13th, I would put it before Jason X and after the original Friday the 13th. So it would be before Jason X. That's where I would put Freddy vs. Jason. But on A Nightmare on Elm Street, it's number 2. What would be number 3? Yeah, I really enjoy Freddy's Dead. I'm not even going to play around. I really do like Freddy's Dead. I like the goofiness of it. And it's like I said, I hate movies that are like, you have to see 3, you have to see 4, to see 5, and all. I don't care about the continuing stories from 1 to 3, and then 4 to 5, or 3 to 4, or whatever the fuck. That's what I love about 1. I mean, that's what I love about Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. It's kind of like a standalone film. Freddy vs. Jason, it's a standalone film. Freddy's Dead, pretty much a standalone film. Number 4, A Nightmare on Elm Street. The original. Number 5. I'm thinking The Dream Master. Part 4. Then The Dream Warriors, Part 3. I'm thinking Part 5. New Nightmare. And A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. Now, I wasn't that bent out of shape about, I wasn't that offended about the remake to A Nightmare on Elm Street. I actually didn't mind the remake to A Nightmare on Elm Street. But I think that's because I never really held Freddy in such high regard. So the remake didn't offend me. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is terrible. I don't know, just never took a liking to Freddy. I do like the second one. I like Freddy vs. Jason. I like Freddy's Dead. The rest of them, I mean, they're cool movies. There's some cool kills. They're not terrible movies. They're just not my style. It's like Children of the Corn. I'm not watching Children of the Corn. Come on. It's like Puppet Master. I'm not watching Puppet Master. Of the big 3, Michael, Jason, Freddy, Jason's definitely number 1. So, reviewing the list. Number 1, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Number 2, Freddy vs. Jason. Number 3, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Number 4, A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984. Number 5, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Number 5, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Number 6, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. I keep losing count. Number 7, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. Number 8, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And number 9, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. I liked what they did with New Nightmare, but that's not the Freddy I want to see. I think New Nightmare is the closest to a New Beginning or Season of the Witch in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. So for me, the first 3 Part 2, Freddy vs. Jason, Freddy's Dead. Those are the keepers for me. The rest of them, eh. But like I said, I don't think they're bad movies. I've just never been that big a fan of Freddy. I always liked Chucky a lot more. I always liked Leprechaun a lot more. I always liked Jason a lot more. It, I always liked Halloween a lot more. It is what it is. People like what they like. But I'm going to go ahead and get the fuck up out of here. I'm done wasted enough of your day. This your boy Atlantic City. Let me know how you rank Friday the 13th, Leprechaun, Halloween, Paranormal Activity, Child's Play, Wrong Turn, The Conjuring Universe, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Out of these, what's your favorite? What's your favorite horror franchise out of all of these? Let me know down below. Like I said, this is just a one-off thing. It's Halloween. I wanted to talk about horror movies. I've been watching a lot of horror movies. I wanted to talk about, my favorite horror franchises, and I thought I'd rank them. So, let me know how you rank them. What's your favorite horror franchise? Let me know down below. This your boy Atlantic City. Happy Halloween. Eat a lot of candy, but stay away from the milk duds, or you're gonna lose 2 teeth. Now, isn't that just the funniest fucking face you ever seen? You have a happy Halloween, you fucks.